Did you tell him we're going to break?
Yeah, I was like, we're going to break. First of all,
Yes.
what is going on? Is there a break? We're hearing there's a break before the last prelim.
Yeah, we're going to take, I think, 12 minutes. We're breezing through.
Is that why? Because we've got the hard start time of 8 o'clock or whatever for UFC Fight Pass?
I think so, and I think with your background in production, we've got to start on time for Fight Pass, so we're going to take a 15-minute break, and much to my pleasure, I get to catch up with you. Why do I look so massive on this camera? I mean, I'm 115 kilos of raw strength. 115. I won't say whether that's muscle or fat, but I'm going to do my jacket up.
Oh, it's all the same, you know. You'll put it put it together.
Now, have many people asked you any questions, or are you doing most of the talking?
No, people talk to me. You know what it's like talking to me. It's not really an interview. It's just like a lot of people are like, so what's the deal with this? What do you do? So why did you get banned? You know, just the classics.
And people have asked you why you've got banned?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I tell them.
What do you tell them?
I tell them that sometimes with the people you love, you don't see eye to eye. And it's important to take breaks because then you can go and explore other options and then realise that you do belong together and you do love each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Well, I'm happy to see you back.
But no, it's good. I do love the Eternal event. But no, interesting. So 10-minute break before the next fight.
Yeah.
But then it will be another probably 40-minute break.
Probably. I think, what's the time now? Roughly just after 7. So, yeah, we're going to start on time at 8 o'clock. And you'd know this when you were commentating. Breaks are very, very difficult to come by, especially when you stack a card like we've done tonight.
Yeah.
But we are very privileged to not just start early, but to have a break as well. So
what do you do in your breaks? So people who don't know, commentator for Eternal MMA, long time.
Yes.
And sneaky dealer of cards, not drugs. But when it comes to Eternal MMA commentating, I mean, what do you do in your breaks? Do you hang out?
We can hang out. I will probably go and call my daughter, see how she's doing. Yes, she's with her grandparents tonight, the best grandparents on the planet, and she's also with her mum as well. The best mother I could ever ask for my daughter as well. So very grateful to my family allowing me to not just come to work but to talk to you while they look after my the most important person in my life.
Well, it's 7 o'clock, so
I hope she's in bed.
Yeah, is it not bedtime?
I doubt she's in bed, but I hope she's in bed because it's school holidays coming up, and with Christmas she'll be waiting up for Santa every single night. So gorgeous, if you're watching, go to bed, otherwise you're probably not going to listen to me. If you're with mum, I reckon they're probably watching a Christmas movie.
I was going to say, if she's watching, I'd apologise profusely. But, mate, I think people would want to know you've been the voice of Eternal for a long time.
Yes.
Probably the longest. You would have to say you're probably the voice of Eternal now. You've probably outranked anyone that was ever on previously.
Surely not.
Nah, I reckon you are. I reckon you're the guy.
Just a little bit.
You would have beaten Dave Ella, all those guys. All of them.
MC Dave Ella, that's a name we haven't heard in a while.
The great Mitch Chinley. You would have beaten Dan. Dan Maudsley still tries to keep his pension check going by doing the little intros to the main events.
Yes, he does.
I don't know why he does that.
Well, look, I mean,
he's got a beautiful voice, but other than that...
He does. I mean, he's travelling the world with Tim Simpson and Israel Adesanya, Leon Edwards. If you follow Dan Maudsley, he's living a great life, but he's got one foot stuck in the cage here at Eternal.
He does. Did you know that they're partners?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought... Dan hates this. I thought Dan worked for Tim.
Really?
Yeah. Dan was like, I hate you.
Really?
I just think because it was like Tim, because Tim came from Paradigm or whatever, and we were like,
Correct.
And then Dan sort of started, so I was like, you can't just start equal. What are you doing, Dan? But apparently you can. So, yeah.
Well, they're doing great work at Chosen Advisory, and even though I don't think they've got a belt, do they? Not yet. No. But look, I mean, obviously,
way to stick the boot in.
Look, I know they are going to be tuning in to this live stream. But look, they're doing great work out there with Chosen Advisory, and especially with the guys from our neck of the woods here in Australia and New Zealand. So good to see us on the big stage.
It's amazing, and the fact that it's like. Tim Simpson doesn't get enough credit, and I guess now Dan Maudsley doesn't get enough credit for like what they do on the back end for Australian MMA. Everyone gets credit for like the fighters, the coaches, the gyms, even the media gets more credit than what they have done. Like
Yeah.
both of them have. That's a huge move. Isn't also I've heard a rumor too.
Yeah.
Isn't like Mick Maynard Australian or something like that, or Sean Shelby? One of them, I swear, is Australian.
Well, you'd think so with the amount of love they give us. Yeah, possibly.
Well, mate, is in terms of mixed martial arts, first off, how did you get into it, and where are you going to from here?
I started getting into mixed martial arts when I had a few amateur boxing matches in 2010. I was training at Prophecy Fight Center, and a lot of the guys were competing in MMA. I was doing wrestling and boxing in the off-season, had a couple of amateur boxing matches, and quickly decided that I do not want to fight for a living. Fast forward to 2017, 7 years later, I spent some time over in West Africa on a church mission, and I came back and took up boxing again, and my coach actually ran amateur tournaments at our local PCYC. I said to him, look, I'd like to get on the mic and give it a crack. And 7 years later, the rest is history. So I'm very grateful for the opportunities given to me over the years.
One more I can take from that is, are you super religious?
I am a religious man.
Sorry, hold that point. So, super religious, went on missions.
Yes.
Also, deal poker.
Yes, and that's why I hesitated there for more than 5 seconds.
Were you there when he flipped the table?
I was not in the
You're like,
temple
Jesus,
that day.
I'm working here.
I continue to work in the great and spacious building, we call it in the church.
How is that?
No, I have a belief in God. I am a
How
Christian.
is that viewed? Like, because it's high class. If it is gambling, like you have to admit, it's high. Like
Yes.
poker on TV, that's the height of it.
Yeah,
But it feels fun and like a sport.
I'll tell my bishop that and see what he thinks. And I make mention my dad was the bishop for 8 years.
Really?
Look, that was a conflict that I had, and obviously I am still a practicing Christian. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm not going to spill things on here, but I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ, regardless of what my actions may say.
Wow. Are you just testing it?
That's all right. We need to be tested from time to time.
Oh, I love it. Oh, your boss there, Cam O'Neill's having a lot of fun.
Oh, he is. There's Cam, there's Lily, there's Dave Rowney, there's some big names in the house. I know they're looking at me as if I'm not meant to be here, Mitchell.
Yeah,
Would there be
I know.
any reason as to why?
I think they would assume that you would be in your penthouse, which you normally go to in the breaks.
I wish that was the case. I'd invite you up for a non-alcoholic Mormon beer.
Do you get to stay like in penthouses at the Star when you're working there? Do you just walk in there and you're like, I'll take the top room, thanks?
Look, definitely not. Funny story, I used to work in concierge at the Hilton.
Ooh.
And anytime we would do what would be called a room show in concierge, one of the highlights in the day and life of a casual porter, as we say at the Hilton Surfers Paradise. And what I would do is I would go up to the penthouse, not during my break, but during shift, and I'd put on my Instagram story the views of the beach, and you'd see the Q1, hashtag this is Liv and Barry. You know what I mean?
So like everyone thought you were a baller.
Everyone thought I was balling. In fact, I was carrying the bags.
Yeah, so then you took and you replaced the bin liners.
Yes. But look, I learned, you know what, speaking of concierge, I learned a lot to do with communication, conflict resolution. I was training boxing at the time, so I had no problem in de-escalating situations between guests, and I've transitioned those skills to the booth as well.
So are you allowed to post security footage on your Instagram, or is that just a treat that I get to experience?
I'm going to tell you what. I am going to post more footage, we call it only hands footage, from the security vault at the Hilton Surfers Paradise. Stay tuned. If you follow me on Insta, there's going to be more footage of the security archives coming your way.
Oh, mate. Do you need to get out of here? Because I don't want to take up too much of your break.
I will take my leave, but thank you so much for all you do for Australian MMA here in the land down under.
Thanks, mate.
Regardless of what people say, I appreciate you
Yeah, I don't
and
get
love you.
enough credit.
No, you need it. Yeah, clearly you need it. Love you, brother.
Oh, you're the best, mate. Best of luck.
See you guys.
Oh, wait, finally, before you go,
Yes.
John Martin Fraser, Darcy Vendy, give me a pick.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Look, if this fight was taking place in the gym, I would probably say Darcy. But, I mean, he said it himself. He said if any fight took place in the gym,
Kamaru Usman.
he could beat Kamaru Usman. But, look, John is proven. I mean, you don't win the belt twice and come in to tonight with any self-doubt. So
That's a very good pick. I like that pick. And
Yeah.
it sounds almost Fence City, but it's not. I actually agree with you. That's a very good pick. Darcy Vendy, for the longest time, has been deemed the biggest prospect.
yes,
Right.
yes.
You got to get out of
You're
here,
kicking
mate.
me out?
You got to go.
You're kicking me
You
out?
got to go.
You're kicking me out?
You got a bigger job.
I'm getting kicked out. All right.
Peter,
All right.
everyone's ready. Everyone's ready. Get out of there. See you later, sir.